with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Maino is here, of course.
Maino!
Hey. Maino just came in and said, we're not doing no favors.
We fresh out of favors.
We fresh out of favors.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, first of all, happy Tuesday. I woke up today like, what day is it? Because last week was a short week.
Was it?
Yeah, we had Labor Day.
We just got back, right?
Yeah, so I was so confused and disoriented.
We was tripped out. We was on islands, right?
Yes, you was celebrating your birthday.
Yeah, and you was just celebrating.
I was just celebrating life. Sometimes you need a moment.
You have to.
You need a reset.
Love it.
I was asking people if you could live on a Caribbean island, which one would you choose?
Oh, that's a good question.
Somebody said St. Croix in my comments. I thought of you.
Yeah, man, I got to go back to my
Your
home.
Roots.
Yeah, my roots. Seeing.
Someone said Barbados. Somebody said Aruba. I was just looking at people's comments because I'm always thinking like, when you go places, are you ever like, what if I just lived here?
Word, I always say that.
You always think that, right?
Every time I go somewhere, I'm like, damn, maybe I could just live here.
I could just be here. It seems like a happy place.
Seems so peaceful, and I could just live and be so
with all this BS.
Yeah, I ain't got to be worried about going to nobody's chest.
Oh my gosh. All right, Maino, just relax.
Yeah.
I hate the fact that we can Google your name.
No, we don't want Google.
And put fight and a whole bunch of things come up.
That's cap. We don't want.
Whole bunch of things.
We don't want to see that.
Y'all Google Maino
fight. Don't do that. Why would you tell people to do that?
Google Maino hand of God and see what comes up.
All they gonna find is old stuff.
All right, well listen.
This is
today,
new Maino.
We have a guest on the show, Dr. Hassan Tetteh. He's actually from Brooklyn too.
Brooklyn.
All right, and he's an author, but The Art of Human Care with Artificial Intelligence is his latest book. I wanted somebody who is an expert on artificial intelligence, on AI, to come up here and discuss the pros and cons of AI. A lot of people are nervous about what their place will be in this society with AI, quote unquote, taking over. And so he's actually going to give us a lot of insight into that.
Yeah.
And of course, we're going to shine a light on him. 800-292-5150 is a number. Call us up right now and shine a light on him. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
We gon' light the block up. I'ma shine. I'ma shine.
Turn your lights on, y'all.
Turn your lights on.
Spreading love to those who are doing greatness.
Shine a light on them. Shine a light on them.
It's time to shine a light on them.
Yes, what's up? It is Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Maino is here with me.
New Maino!
Yeah.
Now, before I shine a light, is there anybody you need to shine a light on?
Yeah, let me shine a light on the homies behind the wall. Homies locked up, homies in MDC, my brothers. And just, people that got loved ones in prison, incarcerated, that's possibly listening to the show. We can't forget about the people that we left behind. So I definitely want to shine a light on all of them.
Yeah, I actually went to MDC, the Metropolitan Detention Center. Yeah. I was there with my girl, Topeka and Lala.
Okay.
And we went in there just to talk to both the men and the women.
That's right.
At MDC. Yeah. So, yeah, shout out to them.
I'll go there for real to visit.
Right, to visit people.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Well, shout out to y'all. I actually am in the midst of trying to figure out a way to work with people to make sure they can get employment once they get released.
Yeah, it's very important.
As I'm opening a couple of different businesses and reopening one, I just want to make sure that I do my part.
That's right.
So for people who are getting a second chance and deserve it and come out and want to do the right thing, but people give you a hard time. It's not easy when people are passing judgment.
Indeed, and that's the thing, right? That's the some of the struggle that we deal with, having been incarcerated, getting back out here, and trying to re-enter society and do it the right way.
That's why Maino doesn't pass judgment. All right, well, shine a light on him. 800-292-5150. CJ, how are you?
Hey, how you doing?
Good, thank you. Who would you like to shine a light on?
Yo, it's a funny story. I actually want to shine a light on Maino.
Uh-oh.
I don't know if you remember this. Now, it's a good story. I don't know if you remember
this. Of course, it should be. Shine a light. Let's shine a light on Maino.
Yeah. I went to Boys and Girls in the Style, right?
That's right.
And I remember Maino had came and spoke to us, I think my sophomore year. And, I'm not going to lie, it's good to see the growth in every artist. So I remember when Maino came in there, he had all black with a black flag. And So he was kicking games. And now, fast forward, I work with kids. I'm a stud parent, and I work in after school.
That's dope,
in the same neighborhood.
That's
great. Yeah, in the same neighborhood. And I think it'd be dope if you come and pull up and talk to some of my middle school kids and let them know,
Okay, let's put that together. So we're going to keep him on hold, right?
All right, hold on. Yeah, hold on the line to get...
I'll DM you.
Oh, okay, he's going to DM you.
Okay, bro.
He checks those. All right, thank you. Hey, Kayla.
Hi.
Hi, who do you want to shine a light on?
I want to shine a light on my mom. Today's her birthday.
Okay, so say your mom's name so we know who she is.
Her name is Tracy.
Hey, Tracy, happy birthday.
Oh, she's happy.
Now tell your mom why what she's done for you that makes her so special and important.
She's just always there. She's always somebody that I can call on. I thank her for her guidance.
Okay.
And just making me the woman I am today.
I love it because everybody don't have a great relationship with their mom. So it's nice that your mom has definitely held you down and raised you into the beautiful person that you are today.
Right. Thank you.
Thank you, Kayla. Happy birthday, Tracy.
Oh, thank you.
All right, take care.
All right.
Well, that was Shine a Light on Them. 800-292-5150 is the number in case you couldn't get through. And when we come back, we have Yeetie. And oh my God, let's shine a light on some more things like relationships rekindled. Let's discuss Nelly and Ashanti. It's Way Up with Angela Yee. Yeetie next.
Just like to talk like they Angela Yee, like they Angela Yee.
Man, she's spilling it all. This is Yee T. Way up.
What up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee. And Maino is here. New Maino.
My drop be coming in like...
Yes, coming in hot.
Yeah.
And it's time for some Yeetie, some hot Yeetie. Shout out to Rashida Frost. She is back for another season of Boss Moves on Philo. And I love her positivity and everything that she's been doing. You know, this comes on every Tuesday on Philo, and it looks like she's got some really good guests this season. She's going to be sitting down with Cynthia Bailey from Real Housewives of Atlanta, Mona Scott Young, Jermaine Dupri, and the trailer is out where she sits down with Nelly and gets to the tea right away.
So you and Ashanti are back together?
Yeah, we cool again.
Y'all cool again?
We cool again. I think it surprised both of us, though. It wasn't anything that was like, I don't think planned. Mm-hmm. I think we both was pretty much doing what we do. But sometimes being separate, you understand one another more.
It feel good now?
Yeah, I mean, because it's no pressure.
Yeah, no pressure.
That's good.
They're both at a point in their lives where they've been out, they've dated other people. And now
then they
it's
got back.
Yeah, it's
maybe
comfortable.
Maybe you should think about something like that maybe one day. No?
What?
Getting back with an old ex.
Oh, no, I'm great right
You
now.
good?
What about you? You have a lot of exes.
Nah,
should I run some of them down?
No, you shouldn't. I used to be in love with Ashanti.
You did?
Yeah.
Did she?
I used to like try to put
in your
pressure
head?
down. I was pulling up, meeting up with the family, hanging out with them a little bit. Until she
with ulterior motives.
I was telling her.
Okay.
She was curving me. And then she friend zoned me in the whole club one day.
Smart move, Ashanti.
Yeah, stop. See, this is the game. See,
okay.
Why would you do that?
Ashanti, you a smart girl.
This is crazy.
But Maino is so funny because when Maino is in pursuit, he will pull up. I done seen him pull up.
I was
at
pulling
a few
up,
places for some women.
hanging out with the whole family.
And I seen you host some reality show series.
Stop it.
Dinner parties.
Man, that's no good.
I've been around.
You really no good, for real.
But
this is not telling us a secret today.
Maino is all about the chase. And he's still very mad at me because I told him I would warn women.
Yeah, why would you?
If they wanted to date him, to not take it too seriously and just have fun.
Why would you do that?
Because
if you're
I'm
my
doing
friend.
As your friend, I'm doing you a favor.
No,
so
you're
women
not.
don't go in this thinking.
So if a woman walked in here right now, you never lay eyes on her ever, and she said, "Listen, I'm dating Maino," and you would give her information that she don't need to have?
I'll block her. Because I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it when things don't work out, when things go left.
Oh man, that's anybody. That can happen to anybody. That can happen in the Navy. That's all.
But I think statistically,
there's no statistics with me.
Okay.
Don't try to make up things.
Statistically. All right. YG and Tyga have confirmed a joint project. So the two of them went on Instagram yesterday to reveal the title, Hit Me When You Leave the Club, the playlist. And it's coming out on September 29th. That's my brother's birthday.
I like that name.
I know. We know.
Nice
this
name.
Just goes along with the whole theme of what we were just talking about.
I like that name.
All right. They were also supposed to be on tour with Saweetie for their Straight to the Club tour with Kamaya. But unfortunately, they've canceled that with no explanation. So people are like, oh, so y'all gonna drop an album but cancel the tour? What? And so people are disappointed about that part of it. All right. Now, Beyonce, her dancers had to protect her after one fan actually threw an object on stage. What is up with y'all throwing things on stage?
It's getting out of control.
While people are performing.
Yeah.
All right, it was a TikTok that was posted by one of the attendees at the concert yesterday, and she's singing Drunk in Love, and that object, it looks like an article of clothing, landed at her feet. So maybe somebody was trying to throw her a shirt or something like that, but you can't just throw things on stage while people are performing. I have no idea. But, fortunately her dancers rushed and managed to, make sure everything was okay. Because once one person starts throwing things, you don't know what it's going to be. So you got to make sure you protect her at all times. All right, now there are allegations, rumors that Jada Kingdom and Partisan Fontaine are dating. All right, so the two of them were seen walking hand in hand during New York Fashion Week. And we saw there was a dinner where it looks like he was sitting next to her at that dinner. And yeah.
Nothing wrong with it.
Nothing wrong.
Nothing wrong with it.
He can date who he wants. And
exactly.
So can she. So, all right. Well, that is your Yeetie. And when we come back about last night, that's where we'll discuss some things that went down last night. I'll tell you what I was doing. I got some good topics, Maino.
Really?
Because Lip Service is out today. And I'm going to ask you a couple of questions for about last night. And y'all are going to love this because we had a relationship coach and expert. You can follow him on Instagram at Chris GQ Perry. And he's going to be...
GQ, really?
Yeah, Chris GQ Perry. And you can follow him.
Is that really his real middle name?
I think there's a lot of Chris Perry, so he probably wanted to differentiate himself.
Okay, got it.
But you got to see who he is. He just sat down with Tia Mowry recently and did an interview with her. It's Way Up with Angela Yee. About Last Night is next.
Last night. So, about last night.
Last night.
Here's how it went down.
It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Maino is here. New Maino! Woo.
Yeah.
Maino is so rude. Okay,
I'm so rude.
Now, let's talk about last night. What'd you do last night?
I didn't do much.
Okay.
I kind of was. It was quiet for me.
All right, good. You need that sometimes.
Yeah.
I like that for you. So last night I was recording Lip Service, which is going to be out today, and Chris GQ Perry was on the show, and we've actually used his audio up here for Gurus of the Gram previously. He's a relationship coach. He's also an author, and definitely owns up to things in the past. He said he used to be a dog. Now
he's not.
Yeah, he's in a relationship. Right. He is planning to be. He's been with his woman for 5 years.
Got it.
But what I did yesterday was with Gigi, Stephanie, Laura, anything they wanted to ask him when it came to their own relationships, they were able to do that because he's a real relationship coach.
What qualifies you or any person as a relationship coach? Is there a degree? Is there a school? Like, what qualifies him?
Yeah, I mean, well, he's an author. He's done his research. You go to school for it.
Really?
Yeah, you go to relationship school.
Indeed. So I'm possibly a relationship coach. I have to be a professional.
Well, Maino, you have to want to be in a relationship now.
No, that's not true. I can be a relationship coach because I understand relationships.
Put me in the game, coach. Now, I will say this, Maino, I thought about you.
Yeah.
Because you always act like you want to be in a relationship, but I
think you get me up here to just throw these little shots at me.
You say it, but your actions say otherwise, right? And so I do feel like, though, one of the questions that we had, and I want to see your thoughts on this, Gigi got engaged. She's been with her guy. She got engaged literally after 3 days.
3 days.
Of dating someone, and people were going in on her in her comments. And she's still engaged, though.
Love at first sight.
Yeah. And she's planning to get married, but...
They went to Pound Town immediately.
They don't live together yet. So I'm going to play what Chris GQ Perry had to say about this, and then I'm going to ask you some questions.
Okay.
Here it is. She's engaged. She got engaged after how long? 3 days.
It takes about a year and a half to get out of that infatuation stage, and then you start seeing somebody's true colors.
Ooh. So we are not planning to, go get married tomorrow. We are planning to live this committed life until we, figure it out. But we did commit to each other relationship within the first hour of that first date night. And then 3 days later, he's like, let's get married.
Maino, why are you laughing? Isn't this what you want? Isn't this what you want for you?
Do you believe in first love at first sight? I'm feeling the energy, baby. It's just the energy is just really radiating right now.
You've been there, so you've done this.
The energy is energizing right now, and I feel like we should just really be together.
But the real question is this, right? Because within the first hour of their first date, they committed to each other. 3 days later, he wanted to marry her.
Crazy.
I want to ask you, because Chris said it takes at least a year to get to know somebody and to get out of that infatuation phase. How long do you think it takes to get to really know somebody enough to know this is who I want to be with?
I don't know, maybe 10 years. I don't know.
10 years?
You never know these people, right? And you absolutely have to live with the person, right? Because, people show you their representation, right? I agree with him as far as the infatuation stage. But I think it takes a lot of time. A lot of time.
You know what, though? I will say this. When it comes to...
How long it takes for you, though?
For me to get to know somebody well enough... I think it depends on how much time you spend together. If you're in a long distance relationship, it's a little harder and it takes longer. But if you're together every single day, it can happen a lot faster.
You should just move in, and then you can really find out who somebody is.
You definitely can. But I will say that living together before marriage, what you just said, some people say that actually can hurt you once you get married.
Why?
I'm going to talk about it when we come back.
It helps.
But call us up. 800-292-5150 is the number. How long do you think that it takes to get to really know someone, to get out of that infatuation phase from your own experiences? Call us up, 800-292-5150, about last night.
Yeah, she back at it. Bring in the back. Way Up with Angela Yee is on.
Yes, it's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Maino is here.
I'm back.
New Maino!
That was a little slow.
That was a little late.
It was a little late,
okay.
But...
Maino
you know
be
what,
hyping
Navy?
it up.
I know what it is. I know you're under a little pressure. It's all good.
Under pressure. We are talking about last night, and I was recording lip service, and relationship coach Chris GQ Perry was on the show, and we were discussing how long it takes to really get to know somebody, because Gigi got engaged after 3 days. Listen to this. She's engaged. She got engaged after how long?
3 days.
It takes about a year and a half to get out of that infatuation stage, and then you start seeing somebody's true colors.
Ooh. So we are not planning to go get married tomorrow. We are planning to live this committed life until we, figure it out. But we did commit to each other relationship within the first hour of that first night, date night. And then 3 days later, he's like, let's get married.
Living the dream, baby.
I just want to be with you, baby.
That's what we call living the dream.
For real,
All right, and so the question is, how long do you think it takes to get to really know somebody? Is it a year and a half, or can it happen after
1 hour,
just
baby.
1 day? What do you think, Maino?
1 hour. The energy is just energizing, and I just want to be your husband.
I feel like you think it can happen like that, and you've...
Why would you say I think that?
Because I feel like at times it has happened for you until you get out of La La Land.
That's lust. That's what he's telling us.
It's edibles.
And alcohol.
Now, for me, I feel like if you spend a lot of time with somebody, like say you're together all the time, for 3 months, you can really get to know each other well.
Seriously, it takes time though. To really, you got to really be around a person, a lot to really, see who they are, see their habits, because
you got to meet their friends and family.
Yeah, you gotta see who they are, the core of them, not just the outer representation of them or what they want to show you.
My mom said the first time she heard my dad yell was the day of their wedding. It's like, oops.
Right. You might meet me and it's some things you might not like about me after a while, or vice versa.
You got to get into an argument, see what that's like, see how y'all deal with any type of issues and contention. Yes. Well, what do you guys think? 800-292-5150. Aaliyah, what's up?
Hey, darling. So I don't believe that it takes long at all. I believe that if you know yourself and you're in tune with yourself, then you meet that person within the first day or the first 3 days, then it can be a connection, a lifelong connection.
You think so? All right. But you think it's rare, though, because I think that has to be
I think it's rare because people don't know themselves, and they just jump into relationships versus taking the time to know themselves. So when you're, like I said, when you know yourself and you're in tune with yourself, then you can attract that to you. It is rare because of that reason.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So how long did it take you?
100%.
How long did it take you?
It didn't take me long, but the problem is that there's different stages of a person's development, a person's getting to know themselves. So, like I said, wherever you're at, that's what you attract.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
I feel her because she's.
So where you at right now? Are you in a successful relationship now?
I'm actually married, and I didn't even meet the person before I married him. I knew his family first. And so a friend of mine said, I want you to meet my brother. She loved my energy. Her mom and dad loved my energy. I met him, and then we were married right away.
Wow.
Nice.
Okay, so she's speaking from her experience.
Maybe I should try to,
That's dope.
meet somebody's family first. Okay.
All right, thank you so much. I appreciate you for calling.
All right, thank you.
A success story. We love
That's a
it.
success story right there.
Hey, Edwin, how are you?
All right, how are you doing?
Good, thank you. How long do you think it takes to get to know someone for real?
I met my wife on a blind date from friends, through friends, and also through her friends, and we've been together for 20 years, and we have 4 kids together.
Okay, so it was a blind date. How long did y'all date before you knew she was the one?
That first night, we just hit it off. It just
first night, you never look back.
It can happen.
It can happen. You ever cheat on her though?
I'll tell you straight, no. I'll tell you why. I used to be a dog, but I was never in love, and that's the difference. That I thought I was in love. So I cheated all the time. Like when you know you're in love, it's a different story, it's a different outlook. You don't look for that. On my ex-wife, I used to cheat on her all the time. She never knew, but that's not the point.
Right. So once you found real love, you never cheated. This is a success story right here.
You love it, right?
And the other thing that works is, and it's not just a blank statement. It depends on the ages. Like I was older than her. I'm older than my wife by 7 years.
Okay.
So it's a lot harder for a woman. Because if you have a 21-year-old man, a 21-year-old woman, you know they can have babies. Their windows are limited. So it's always better to have an older man and have a younger woman. So you have experience in the man and knows how to treat a woman and has been through stuff, as opposed to a woman being through relationship after relationship, ready to settle down because her clock is ticking.
Yo, I think he should be a relationship guru.
Now
You know how he's talking? He's
that's
good.
very hard to say.
For
A
real.
man could be a lot older and still be immature, and you could be younger and be
That's
way more
true.
mature than an older man.
Correct.
Man, thank you, bro.
Thank you for calling. Hey, Linda, how are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. What are your thoughts? How long does it take to get to really know somebody in a relationship?
I don't think you never will know anybody in a relationship.
Never.
Preach. Have you experienced something like that? Like what happened in your life?
Yeah, I was married to a pastor for 13 years. Only to find out that he wanted men.
Oh, man.
Wow. How did you find out?
Good googly God. What?
He was watching men on the television and other texting, and God just finally told me, Linda, your marriage is over. He came home and said he was leaving. So what I'm saying is, the main thing is to know yourself, because you attract who you are.
I don't know. That feels like a different type of scenario. Right. But I do hope you find your real happiness, though, after going through that.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I'm not looking. It has to find me.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Well, you let us know when it does. Thank you.
God bless
you. Thank you for the time.
Okay.
All right. Well, that was from about last night. You guys calling in, and make sure y'all tune in to Lip Service today so you can hear more about that. But when we come back, we have Yeetie. And speaking of relationships, Steve Harvey is fiercely defending his. We'll tell you what he had to say about Marjorie and all the haters. And of course, some drama on his talk show as well. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
They say it's truth in the rumors.
From industry shade to all the gossip, Angela's spilling that Yee tea.
It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Maino is here. New Maino!
Right. Let's go.
Let's get into some Yeetie now. This is some drama, and I did a lot of deep diving into this one.
Deep dive.
And this has to do with Steve Harvey and Shirley Strawberry. Now, I didn't at first really report on this because I wanted to hear what they had to say so we could get a full story before we start reporting on things. This is all about Shirley Strawberry and some phone calls, some jailhouse recordings of conversations between her and her estranged husband, Ernesto Williams, have leaked, where she was talking about Steve Harvey and she's talking about Marjorie. And since the two of them have addressed this on his show, I thought it was time for us to talk about it too. Now, these leaked phone calls between Shirley Strawberry and her husband, Ernesto Williams, were on a site that's called Phone Calls from Prison. I didn't know you could just leak people's phone calls from prison like that.
That's what it is, a leak.
Yeah, so that's definitely what it is. There's also leaked calls between Ernesto and his alleged mistress. Now, what is he in jail for? He was arrested. He's allegedly facing multiple charges, including possession of child pornography, sexual assault, fraud, and theft. Some of the victims, according to News One, are Shirley Strawberry's daughter and grandchildren.
Jesus.
So you get a lot of details in some of these calls, which appear to have been recorded last year, by the way. So these calls are old. And here is some of that, some of those leaked calls.
Does he use that stuff, or he just look at it?
He got a big, gigantic gym. I mean, I'm not working out, but at least I'm walking. I'm trying. I wasn't winded going up those stairs, I'll tell you that. He was breathing like,
for real?
Yes. He always invites us over there. We don't never go. Because I don't even know if she's there, and nope. But she looks at us as the help.
All right, so that was her talking about the gym and Steve's house in Atlanta, and that he gets winded going up the stairs, and she's saying that Marjorie looks at them as the help. So she doesn't want to really go there if she's there.
Right.
Okay. It wasn't awful.
Nah, she didn't go crazy on him.
Yeah, the
But
thing
why
to
is she
say-
speaking to him if he did
Well, this
wrong
is from
or
last
bad?
year, so I think now we know. And she didn't
okay.
believe
She didn't believe
those
it.
things at first. Now, Steve Harvey then said that Shirley had told him he knew about these calls in advance, and he wanted her to come forward. Here's what he had to say.
Let me say this to you, Shirley. We have known about this right after it happened, but we can't get in nobody's marriage and just go, girl, what you doing? Because we didn't want to talk about it, and we wanted to create for you a space where you could come to work and have some moments, because I know what it's like to get beaten and eaten alive. And so it became, for us, let's just be there for her. And when you want to tell us, you will tell her.
Right. She's going through a lot, finding out that the husband, and we were just talking about how long does it take to know somebody. Clearly, she didn't know that man.
Clearly.
Even though they were married. And she did apologize to Steve, as she should, because even though that was a private conversation, and I know people are like, imagine if my private conversations got leaked, what people would have to say. We say a lot of things.
On my group checks.
Behind the scenes. So here's Shirley's apology.
I want to apologize to you and Marjorie for what I said. As much as I wish I could, I can't take it back. It was definitely not me trying to add to what you and Marjorie already have going on in your lives right now. But the fact that these tapes were released, it does seem like everyone is coming for you, I should say, at this time, including me. But in reality, the tapes have nothing to do with what you and Marjorie have going on.
All right. Now, what do they have going on? Well, there were rumors that Marjorie was having an affair with Steve Harvey's personal chef and bodyguard. They've both denied that. I don't know where these rumors started from. And Steve Harvey lastly wanted to make sure that he defends his wife.
The woman I married is a good woman. She the best thing ever happened to me. She's God-fearing. She's loyal. She's faithful. And she's a kind and loving person. I don't care what nobody says. And y'all quit talking about she was in my other marriage and ruined it. She didn't. She was nowhere around that.
All right. So you can listen to all of that.
I like how he addressed the people about his wife.
Yeah.
Respect that.
Okay, well, that is your Yeetie. That was everything in a nutshell. If you want to do a deeper dive, I did it for you already. All right. Well, we do have Under the Radar when we come back. These are the stories that are not necessarily headline news stories. They are flying under the radar. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
The news, I got news. This in the news that relates to you. These stories are flying under the radar.
Yes, it's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Maino is here. New
Maino.
And it's time for Under the Radar, the stories that are not necessarily in the headlines. Now, this is a huge story right now. There is a man who's been on the run since August 31st. He escaped from a prison in Pennsylvania. His name is Danilo Cavalcante, and he escaped early Tuesday morning. And so police are warning people to just be on the lookout and don't even try to approach him. He's been on the run since August 31st. He changed his appearance over the weekend. He was spotted in Phoenixville with that changed appearance. Now, he was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole last month. He fatally stabbed his former girlfriend. He's also been attempting to contact former colleagues. He's trying to get some support, but he was captured on surveillance video. They saw that he was basically crab walking.
Right.
remember?
He walked up the thing, yeah.
Yes. And they said he stole a van. He had been hiding in Woodlands initially, but then he moved into a more heavily populated area. They said, we've always considered him to be a risk. We just now absolutely know that he has a weapon. So people are the police are letting people know that do not approach him just in case you should run into him. There were several shots fired by a homeowner. I guess he stole a rifle from somebody's garage. And so several shots were fired. They have no reason to believe that he was injured because they didn't see any type of blood left behind, but he's still on the run right now. That is scary. If you live in that area, they said, we consider him desperate. We consider him dangerous. All this does is confirm for us that he has a weapon. He's killed 2 people previously. I would suspect that he's desperate enough to use that weapon. It's a .22 caliber rifle that he stole from that garage. All right. Jets quarterback Aaron Rodgers, the worst is confirmed. He is out for the season after they did say he has an Achilles injury. So his season is officially over. And an MRI this morning confirmed that he sustained a torn Achilles. And the Jets did wish him well on social media today. He lasted just 4 plays in the season opener at MetLife Stadium.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Grand opening, grand closing.
I know. That really is awful for him. I was watching as that unfolded. All right, McDonald's is getting rid of self-serve soda machines. So you know how you could just go up there and get some soda and keep on refilling. Shout out to my dad. That's definitely his vibe. So for decades, McDonald's let customers fill and refill their own drinks. But now, since consumer behavior has changed, they said there's been a surge in business through its drive-through and delivery services. A lot less people eat in the dining room. So in order to make the restaurant design smaller, or sometimes no dining rooms at all, with these tech drive-thrus, they're saying there's no more self-serve soda machines. By the way, I saw the McDonald's is right down the block from here. The whole thing is automated now. So you don't even talk to anybody. You go in, there's machines, you place your order that way.
So it's nobody that works in there.
It's nobody.
It's no person.
Yeah, there's.
I gotta see this. I never saw it.
It's right down the block. It's like a block away. So they said there's a number of places around the U.S. where we are significantly underdeveloped relative to where the population exists today. And so there's a whole bunch of development opportunities for us to go after. So they're teasing another major change. It's called Cosmix. Those are the locations that include a reduced dining area also.
Can't even get a job at McDonald's no more.
Well, digital sales make up 40% of their total sales. So that's like on the app or through Uber Eats and things like that, according to their recent earnings report. That's almost half. All right. Well, that is your Under the Radar. And speaking of tech, we have a guest who's going to be joining us today, Dr. Hassan Tetteh, the art of human care with artificial intelligence. And he is going to be talking about AI and how that affects people. That is his field of expertise, as it has been for quite some time. He worked in the Pentagon for the Department of Defense, specializing in AI. He's from Brooklyn, just like us. And so he's going to give us some insight since we're talking about technology and things taking over. We also are having fun with the Way Up mix at the top of the hour. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Oh, she about to blow the lid up off this pot. Let's get it. Oh, yeah. Angela's spilling that Yee tea. Come and get the tea.
Yes, it is Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Maino, new Maino, is in the building.
In the building.
Time for some Yeet tea. We were just talking about Drink Champs, oddly enough, right?
Shout out to Nori.
Because I haven't been on there in a minute.
I haven't been. I've been on there one time, and it was a minute ago. Me and Uncle Murder in Miami.
Okay, I think I remember that.
Yeah.
I've been on it in Miami with Envy. I also guest hosted when Moni Love was on for the Revolt Conference. And I guest hosted the episode with Swizz Beats.
Okay.
Too, that we did in New York. All right. Well, Big Daddy Kane is on, and he was talking about who is his favorite MC of this era. And here's what he had to say.
J. Cole is my favorite MC of this era. Shout out to Conway the Machine. I love him to death. Benny the Butcher. J. Cole, oh man, like he's a problem.
To me, Cole and Kendrick, they're tied to me.
I love Kendrick, but you got to understand. Cole said, "No Cosby, but if they sleeping on me, f them."
Got it.
And he gets quoting lyrics and everything.
Yeah.
All right, now speaking of artists that people love today, Rod Wave was on $1 Million Worth of Game. And Wallow asked him about who would be his dream collaboration, right? And here's what Rod Wave had to say. Drake would be his dream collaboration. And guess what they did for him?
Hello?
I make that happen, bro.
Man, I'm just chilling, man.
All right, Charles, appreciate you.
That's what it's about, man.
No, I'm gonna put y'all. I'm gonna put y'all.
See, one thing about us, we try to make the connections.
And y'all go from there. All right, bet.
All right, so there you go.
Patch them in.
Yeah, patch them in. Let's get you on the phone. And that's what it is, right? Sometimes you got to put things in the atmosphere, too, and that's how it happens.
That's right.
By the way, this Rod Wave clip has been making the rounds. I'm wondering if it's real, but they show a woman, she's on live, and she's talking, and then he walks into the live.
What the?
And he's like, whoop, and he says, what the? And then just runs back out. So, I don't know, maybe he wasn't supposed to be there.
You gotta see it.
You gotta see it. All right, and speaking of Drake, everybody is eagerly anticipating his For the Dogs album release, and he said that there's a song that's going to be dropping sometime this week, so that only leaves a couple of days left. Here's what he had to say while he was on stage.
I'm even going to say something tonight in Austin, Texas. I haven't said yet, but I know y'all excited to hear the album. I know it's like 2 weeks out. I'm going to drop a song for y'all this week just to let you know where you're.
All right, so get ready for some new Drake. You like R&B Drake or hip-hop Drake? What do you like better?
I like hip-hop Drake, but songs like Blem, I love.
Okay. And even dance Drake, like Sticky. That's kind of like more of a dance vibe.
Yeah, it's cool.
I could see you singing Marvin's Room to someone.
Probably, yeah.
All right. And yes, you can. You probably have.
Probably.
All right. Ice Spice is teasing a new Munch collab with Dunkin' Donuts. They posted putting the ice in pumpkin spice. So it's going to be Ice Spice Munchkins drink that will be part of their fall drink menu named after her. There's multiple layers to this latte, which includes their frozen coffee, pumpkin munchkins, donut whole treats, extra caramel drizzle, whipped cream, and more caramel drizzle. So that's going to be available September 13th. What's today's date? That's tomorrow. Time is flying, isn't it?
Munchkins.
Little munchkins. All right, and Quavo is planning to enroll at the University of Georgia. He talked to Vibe magazine about a collaboration he worked on with Lids and about honoring the University of Georgia Bulldogs. And he also says that he wants to go there and study. He said, I was just honored and I felt like it was a blessing because growing up, I always rocked the Atlanta hat. When I was trying to rap, that was my favorite hat. And that was like a staple, kind of like how the New York Yankee hat is to New York. We love our Atlanta Braves hat. And he said the relationship got stronger and stronger. I created another hat. And then he said, and then now we hear with the college wave and University of Georgia won back-to-back, so I guess it's only right to call Quay at this point. I'm just proud of myself for being a part of the family. Next year, I'm going to enroll myself into University of Georgia. I'm going to be a student on campus.
Oh, okay.
That's dope.
It is dope.
I'm all for going back to school.
Absolutely.
Getting a degree, getting further education on things. Now, Maino, if you were going to go back to school for anything, what would you go back to school for?
To be a lawyer.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What type of law would you like to practice?
Criminal.
All right.
Yeah, we're going to fight.
Fight that good fight.
We're going to fight the fight.
I like it. All right. And speaking of criminal law, Neo's ex-girlfriend, Sade, how do you say her last name, Maino?
Bonneries.
Okay. I knew you would know.
Why do I know?
Because you're smart.
Why do you think that I know?
Well, anyway, she was arrested on child cruelty charges. She's been accused of helping her son fight a classmate at the bus stop. So there's a temporary protective order that was filed by a woman named Veronica against Sade. And she, though, did tell her side of the story. She shared some Ring camera footage of people coming to her home following the attack on her son. She said that they've been harassing bullying her son, and also even her daughter right now. By the way, so she posted, say no to bullies. She said 16-year-olds, football players at that jumping, attacking, antagonizing, threatening, and bullying someone you started with mutually agreed to catch a one-on-one fade after he confronted. And, you know, she goes on about being anti-bullying. And she said, I will never understand bullying someone and then playing victim when they stand up for themselves. I don't condone bullying, and I will always protect my kids with my life. So she's got an ankle monitor now, but protecting her kids.
That's right. She did the right thing.
All right. Well, that is your Yeetie. Man, Maino, you got to tell your bullying story.
I've never been a bully.
You've been bullied.
Oh, I've been bullied.
All right, it's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Right.
Yeah, she back at it. Bring in the Mac. Way Up with Angela Yee is on.
Yes, it's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Maino is here.
Maino! Yes.
And we were talking about a story that was in the Yee about Sade. How do you say her last name again, Maino?
Bonaris.
Bonaris.
Why you keep asking me?
Because I can't. Bonaris.
Like, it's
I got to write it down.
You know?
I don't know. The way that it's spelled, I don't think most people would be able to.
It's a silent G.
Know it unless they knew
lasagna.
it. Okay, some people move in. What does Lil Wayne say?
What?
Real G's move in silence, like lasagna.
Exactly.
Like Maino.
So
anyway, there's a story about her allegedly helping her son fight a classmate. Her son was being bullied, and she
did the
has
same thing.
Ring camera footage, as you should.
Yeah.
And she said there's 16-year-old football players that were bullying her child, and then she showed text messages. She showed ring camera footage, and she's about her kids. Now, Maino, as a child, you were bullied.
I've been bullied, definitely. But you know what? I didn't know it was bullying. Back then, it's just kids growing up in the hood.
Right.
We didn't realize it was bullying. And man, in Dooney, may he rest in peace. Dooney, I feel like Dooney bullied all of us. He bullied the whole block. He was a little older than us, and he talked crazy to us.
Right.
He used to talk so
like,
crazy to us, man. He told me one day, man, your whole house is smoking crack.
What? That used to be. Remember they had to sell your mama's on crack?
Yeah, that hurt. But that hurt when you fall on crack.
Oh, but it was true.
Yeah, it hurt. It hurt. It hurt. Yeah.
Kids to say some hurtful things.
Yeah, definitely. So he was older than us. He's like, I'm gonna get my cousin to knock you out.
And so what did you end up doing?
I mean, I couldn't deal with him back then. You know,
You were little.
I was smaller. And he picked on all of us. But one thing I would say was he did it to everybody.
So you didn't feel okay?
Nah, he didn't leave nobody out.
All right. Well, at least he was an equal opportunity.
Equal opportunist.
Bullyist.
Yeah.
Now, at one point though, you did stand up to your bully.
Who was this?
I know your mom, when you were young, was not going to let anybody.
Here you go again with that story.
It's an amazing
I
story.
told you about this story. Why you remember this story? And you playing with me on the radio.
I love this story.
I told you the story when I was really, really little. Right? You know, my mom's is rough. Like, she would, somebody hit you, hit them back. You protect your brother. Always, don't take nothing from nobody.
And that's interesting because people would tell you, parents would be like, keep your hands to yourself. But if somebody hits you, you gotta fight back.
If I came home and he was like crying or something like that, it was even worse on me. So check this out. When I was at school and a kid made me cry in the bathroom. And I don't know, we was wrestling and he made me cry. I had to have been maybe like in the second or third grade.
Oh, I want to give little second grade Jermaino a hug.
Yeah, I need it.
Poor
so listen,
baby.
And out of nowhere, my friend came knocked on the door. Shout out to my man Gary G. I don't know why he did this. And he knocked on the door and said, "Oh, hi, Miss Lynette. I just came to let you know that the boy is a boy in school made Jermaine cry." And
why did he snitch?
Yeah, I don't know why he did that. And then he was like, and then she was like, "Oh, really? Really? Okay, thank you. All right." So I got whipped on for that.
Ooh, you cried at home.
Yeah, she gave me something to cry about.
Okay, so then you went back to school.
Nothing. I don't think I ever dealt with that situation with that particular, because the thing was, we was playing and I cried. I guess he was being rough. So the thing was that when those situations would occur, right, I will always remember, like,
I'm not trying to get beat.
Yeah, like,
and you can't cry.
Fight back. Don't be out here getting handled. You understand? Don't come back in the house with no L's, Jermaine. It was so
after that, never got bullied again.
Nah, probably not.
Until later.
Stop it. I'm getting bullied up here right now.
And we love that for you, by the way.
Stop
the
it.
Softer side of Maino. As our guy Banger said. I love seeing the softer
side.
Shout
out to Banger.
I love seeing the softer side of Maino. But yeah, so I can understand though, Sade, how do you say her last name?
You gotta stop. Like, you gotta stop. I just gave it to you. The fact that you I just told you.
Okay.
Bonaris.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Yes. So we understand.
Right.
You know,
you would have done the same thing. We got out there and whipped on them kids. You crazy?
Absolutely. Nobody wants to see a little kid getting picked on, especially imagine it's your own. All right. Well, when we come back, we do have a special guest joining us, Dr. Hassan Tetteh. He's the author of The Art of Human Care with Artificial Intelligence, and he's going to help us understand everything we need to know about AI. And a lot of people are nervous about it, concerned. You know, we see the future. Some people are saying, well, what's going to happen to jobs? He's going to tell us about the pros, but also the cons of AI and why no matter what you want to do, it's coming and it's here to stay. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
I'm back at it. You vibing Way Up with Angela Yee.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and we have a special gift for you guys today. Dr. Hassan Tetteh is here with us. I actually requested for you to come on the show because I want to make sure that we talk about artificial intelligence, we talk about healthcare, and talk about it with somebody who is a leader in that field. Author of The Art of Human Care with AI, Artificial Intelligence. So welcome to the show.
Thank you, Angela.
And I just want to run down your background a little bit. You have so much that I was like, I'm going to let you do it because I don't want to miss anything.
So ultimately, I wound up going to Downstate Medical School, came back to Brooklyn for medical school. I spent 9 years at Downstate. I did 4 years of medical school, and then I did 5 years of a general surgery residency. That's where I got to become a surgeon. I joined the Navy after medical school, and then I went to Minnesota, and that's where I became trained to be a heart and lung surgeon. I was a practicing cardiothoracic surgeon, still am. That's what I did for most of my time in the Navy. And I had an opportunity to learn about informatics.
Okay.
And, for your listeners, what informatics is it's the constellation of data, technology, and clinical science.
Okay.
And we bring those together to help doctors do their job better. That sort of entree into the technology space led to many opportunities for me within the military. I became the Chief Medical Informatics Officer for the military, for the Navy. I went to the War College and studied National Security Strategy. And while I was there, I had an opportunity to work with some really smart people that were on the intel side that were AI experts. And I proposed a project for them, and I wanted to work on a thesis blending artificial intelligence and military medicine. And then I had one of the greatest opportunities that probably ever came before me, and that was I was recruited to the Pentagon to lead the Warfighter Health Mission at a new organization that was established in the Department of Defense exclusively for advancing AI in the military.
Wow.
It was a Joint Artificial Intelligence Center.
Sheesh. And by the way, I know your parents are so proud because this is exactly, they could not have even imagined that you would be, when they wanted you to go to school and become a doctor, that this is where we would be right now.
Well, definitely an emotional chord that you hit there. My dad, regrettably, passed away after I graduated from med school. And, just about a month ago, Angela, my mom passed away.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that.
One thing that I am pretty confident about is when you have a mother and a father like I did, they always live within you and they're in your heart. And my mom, I believe, is very happy, and I'm going to continue to make her proud. So,
listen, I have no doubts about that at all from everything that I've just heard up to this point. Right now, I'm talking to Dr. Hassan Tetteh, best-selling author of The Art of Human Care with Artificial Intelligence. And I do want to talk now about artificial intelligence. The reason why I wanted you here is because a lot of people get nervous when they hear about artificial intelligence, right? We've been watching what's been going on with SAG-AFTRA, with the writers striking, also in other spaces where people are like, okay, is AI going to take over our job? We've seen articles where it's like, these are the jobs that won't exist anymore thanks to artificial intelligence. But then we also see the benefits of artificial intelligence. And my main thing is that people need to understand it and to understand how they can also be involved in that space and know how this will affect their life, but how you can make sure that it affects you in a positive way.
Right. So first and foremost, I think you would want to kind of put yourself in sort of a category. Are you a AI optimist? Are you an AI pessimist? Or are you sort of indifferent and agnostic to it, like it doesn't matter to you? And I think that almost everyone can kind of put themselves, depending on the subject matter, in one of those camps. If you're listening to this, kind of put yourself in one of those categories, and then listen to what I say, and then let's see if things change a little bit.
And put myself in a category.
Okay.
I would say in between an agnostic and optimist, because I feel like it's really important to be educated, but I need to work on that.
Sure.
And so for me to be to the place where I can be an optimist, I need to understand more.
Absolutely. And I think that is spot on for where, so we sort of begin our understanding of AI. AI will impact everything except for the things that matter most.
Okay.
The rest is going to be up to us. So what do I mean by that?
Yes, explain that, please.
Explain that. Just think about how electricity was introduced into the world. And if you go back to that time and you read about what was going on, all of the same kinds of things that are happening right now.
People nervous,
with AI,
concerned, what's going to...
Absolutely. The people that make oil to put, oil in all those lamps, those gas lamps. What are we going to do? Our business is our livelihood. We're going to go out. The people that were lighting those lights, what are we going to do? Our jobs are going to be gone. And what happened, Angela? They adapted and they evolved. And that's the great thing about our human species. We can adapt and we can evolve. So my point is, electricity absolutely impacts everything that we do right now, right? We wouldn't be able to have this dialogue and this exchange and have it delivered and disseminated to everybody if it wasn't for electricity right now, right? We would be in the dark.
Right.
We wouldn't be able to have this conversation, not in the way that we're having right now, but you and I could still exchange ideas if we were in the dark and we were just sitting here by candlelight.
Right.
And that's really the crux of what matters, right? So your relationships, caring for your family, taking care of yourself, those things are still going to happen with or without AI. Now, can you use AI to leverage those things, to leverage those interactions, to improve care, to improve education, fitness, to do all these other things? Absolutely. But let's regard AI for what it is. It is a tool. It is a technology. It is an innovation that undoubtedly is impacting every aspect of our life right now. And it's going to continue to impact every aspect of our life. But there is great benefit, but also great potential for there to be harm with it, just like every technology.
Dr. Hassan Tetteh is here, a board-certified heart and lung transplant surgeon, also best-selling author of The Art of Human Care with Artificial Intelligence. We have more with him when we come back. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Yeah, she back at it. Bring in the Mac. Way Up with Angela Yee is on.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee, and I am talking to Dr. Hassan Tetteh, the founder and CEO of Human Care Technologies, Inc. He's on a mission to transform healthcare with AI and human-centered design. Let me ask you this, Dr. Hassan Tetteh, because I know people right now are listening and they're going to be inspired to be like, okay, well, let me go. Like, where do I start? You know, how can this be beneficial for me in my everyday life? So what would you tell a person who's listening right now that's like, okay, I don't know anything about artificial intelligence, but now I'm inspired?
So first of all, I would say selfish plug. I would say read my book, The Art of Human Care with Artificial Intelligence. It is purposely written in a way that really simplifies the science of artificial intelligence, the sort of place that we're at right now, this point in time. It is definitely in the context of healthcare, but there has wide applicability to any field that you're in. Beyond that, the resources are many, right? For those that are sort of like, I want to get like a good AI 101, there are like courses online that you can go to, especially when they're from institutions like Coursera, if they're like, platforms like that. A lot of the universities have free courses.
Right.
Go to one of those, and they have brilliant professors. I've been the beneficiary of those. I mean, before I got this opportunity to do this work, I took classes at Stanford. I took classes at MIT. I took all these different places. I learned. I learned from experts. But clearly, going back again to sort of the central premise, AI is going to impact and will impact everything. Except the things that matter most. The rest is up to us. For your listeners, for anybody that's listening here, I would encourage them to really seek out sources and get educated and informed. There's a lot of people who don't look for information, and that's going to be a problem.
That's to your detriment if you're not looking for information.
I think that's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
And then as you look for that information, just try and check the veracity of the information, because that is also something that is going to be a lot more common,
Scams.
Misinformation. Yeah, but I think, there's lots of ways to check the veracity, and just go to the sources that you trust, and I think a lot of people have a good concept of a trusted source.
Well, I trust anybody whose last name rhymes with Meta. Okay. That is Dr. Hassan A. Teta, The Art of Human Care with AI, with Artificial Intelligence. So make sure you pick this up. And I do appreciate you so much for coming through, because there's so many questions that I have. So hopefully, us being fellow Brooklynites,
yes, absolutely.
If we ever have anything that we need to verify, or we need an expert to at least drop us a word, I appreciate that, because I never want to act like I know certain things that I am not well versed in, and clearly you are the source for this. So.
Oh, thank you.
All right, so Dr. Hassan Tetteh, and how can people also find you if they want to reach out or follow you?
Yeah, the best place to see all the kind of activities I'm doing right now at Tetteh.com.
Mm-hmm.
That's the website, and has our various projects and suite of businesses that we have. And then The Art of Human Care is where the books are available. This is one of a few of the ones that I have in the series.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all about inspiring and serving and healing and teaching and creating the greatest good for humankind.
And empathy.
And empathy.
As we discussed. All right. And just so you guys know, he's the founder of Human Care Technologies, Inc., and also an official member of Forbes Technology Council. And we are blessed and honored to have you up here.
Thank you so much.
And when we come back, we have Ask Ye. 800-292-5150 is the number. I'm here with my award-winning friend, Maino.
Yeah.
He's an award-winning advice giver, and we're here to help. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Everybody whether it's relationship or career advice, Angela's dropping facts.
So you should know.
This is Ask Ye.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Maino is here.
Yep.
He is my award-winning advice-giving friend.
Winning.
BRF, best rapper friend. And it's time for Ask Ye. 800-292-5150 is the number. McFly, what's good?
What's the word, baby? What's the word?
What's the word? So what is your question for Ask Ye?
Right, so I'm a content creator, but I'm also a motivator and a sober messenger. I speak on gun violence, drug addiction, mental health issues, absent fathers, and all that. But my content I create 1-minute skits that go viral.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to know, did I stop telling people that I'm a recovering addict? Because I feel like it stopped me from deals. I feel like people can't trust me. Because it's a lot of people that still taking pills or doing certain things, and I don't want them to think that they can't trust me or I'm going to use that against them.
What do you mean by don't
you don't think they trust, but wasn't it part of your brand to say that you was a recovering addict because it was to help you become a motivator?
Well, right, it is. However, I do a lot of other things. I'm a content creator for It Is What It Is, Cameron Show, Cameron and May Show.
Right. So, but if you feel like that's hindering you, or you feeling like that's taking away from what you're trying to build, then you might not want to put it out there as much.
Right. And it's so crazy because I was thinking of the same thing, but it's so crazy because it's a lot of people. When I see a celebrity that got sober, I kind of or died from it, I speak on it.
Right.
And I help people say, what's her name, Black China? She got sober, and I'm like, damn, I spoke on that.
Right. And I do think that there's a way for you to still speak on your experiences and ways that you can help other people. But like you said, you have other things going on too. So maybe from moving forward, as you've told your story many times and will continue to do so, maybe that's not the focus of it as much. In other words, you're still honest and open about it, but it's not the focus.
You're very transparent.
Yeah.
Okay, got you.
Because I feel like it's part of who you are. You are a content creator, but you're moving into other spaces. There's nothing wrong. And and it is important for you with what you have going on for you to be honest and with yourself and with people around you, right? So no one can ever use that against you. But then maybe it's also time to say, this isn't the whole definition of who I am.
Got you.
It's part of it. When you feel the time is for you to bring that up, like you said, like with Black China and addressing those things. But maybe now it's a lot more other content. So maybe whereas before it was a higher percentage of what you do, maybe it's just a lower percentage of what you do.
Copy.
You know?
Copy. I got you. And I really appreciate that. It's so hard that you know what I'm saying? speak on it. Like when I see a rapper die from a drug overdose,
right,
or somebody celebrity die from a drug overdose, I'm like, as a sober messenger, I thank God that I didn't die because I wanted to die. But then I feel like it hinders me from working with other people because people are in denial and think that they can't die. But I'm like, man, I ain't got nothing to do with that. If you want to keep taking drugs, but if you want help for it, I can help you. But I don't want it to stop me from prospering in my talent, my real talent.
And even being honest about that, right? Like you said, it's hindering you. Maybe that's something that you're honest about. Like, look, I ain't here to tell you what to do or what not to do. If you want help, I want to help. This is what my experience is. I ain't telling nobody what they have to do.
Right, I'm not.
You know, so, but yeah, I mean, I think part of it is also, as a content creator, is being a person that's relatable and honest. And so, if that's the experience you're having, be honest about that.
Yeah, I like to be very transparent online because it helps me grow.
Well, we would love to see where you are. We want to see this too. What's your page?
It's b.mcfly_.
Okay, b.mcfly_.
Yep.
All right, well, thank you. And we are so happy that you are alive and that you've managed to move past that.
And I want to appreciate you guys, man, you, Maino, and everybody else up there, man. Keep continuing to push the culture and have fun with it, man. I appreciate you.
Thank you. We love this softer side of Maino. Thank you.
Yeah, no doubt.
All right, well, that was Ask Ye. Again, the number is 800-292-5150 in case you couldn't get through or you have any questions. You can always call us up. You can also always leave a message and we'll answer that way. It's Way Up with Angela Yee. Last word is next.
Pick up the phone.
Tap in. Tap in and get your voice heard.
What the word is.
Here's the last word on Way Up with Angela Yee.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee. And Maino is here.
New
Maino. Man, I feel like every day we learn so much about you. You know that? I enjoy that.
You be setting me up.
No, I don't.
Because we talking and then you just come out of left field and just hit me with something.
It's fun, though.
I'm watching you from now on.
It's my BRF, my best rapper friend. Okay?
What did you learn about me today? What did you learn, baby?
We learned about a second, third grade Maino.
Right.
Mm-hmm. You know, we learned about the fact that you feel like you can fall in love quickly.
No, I said 10 years.
10 years. All right. But I think that was an interesting conversation. And check out Lip Service that's out today with Chris GQ Perry, where he discusses with Gigi. Gigi got engaged
you
after.
You never answered my question, though. What makes him
a relationship coach?
Yes. Like, how's he an expert?
I mean, he's written books. You know, he studied this.
So all I have to do is write a book.
Yes, write a book, Maino.
Write a book, and I'm an expert.
Right. Why are you doubting this man?
I don't know. I'm just feeling like, you know, I don't know. Why is he an expert?
Because he's been through it, you know? Yeah, he's a best-selling author. He's a relationship coach. Mm-hmm.
I'm, you know, capable of probably being an expert myself.
I think you could be. Mm-hmm. An expert on what?
Love.
Okay. Are you in love right now?
It don't matter.
All right. Well, anyway.
Relationships.
It is what it is. But again, thank you to Dr. Hassan Tetteh for joining us. Now, he's an expert for sure.
Yeah, he's a doctor.
On artificial intelligence. All right. So pick up his book, The Art of Human Care with Artificial Intelligence. I'm always trying to learn more. And that's part of what life is all about, right? If you want to become an expert in something, that means you got to learn.
It's never too late to learn something new.
Okay, that's a nice Tuesday Mainovation.
Yeah, it's a little Mainovation.
It's never too late to learn something new.
If you're out there, you know, with those old tricks, try some new ones.
Somehow it always turns into something else with Maino. All right, well, tomorrow we'll be back. But in the meantime, you guys enjoy the rest of your day. And of course, you always have the last word with us on Way Up with Angela Yee.
I want to shine the light on you, Angela. I'm in love with you. I love you. I'm your biggest fan. This is Carlos McLaughlin. I'm calling from Ozark, Alabama. Angela Lee, I love you, baby. I love you. I want to shine the light on you. Give you your flowers right now. You are the best. You are the GOAT, the MVP, the one in my eyes. I love you, Angela.
Talking about artificial intelligence, but still haven't found a cure for AIDS or cancer. Wow.
I was just listening to you guys on the radio about how Gigi got married or engaged after 3 days. I think, 3 days is a little too soon. But, I mean, with my fiance, my 1 year engagement is going to be in October. But it was 2 weeks as soon as he moved in that PlayStation, I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm stuck with his ass. So literally, we basically moved in 2 weeks after knowing each other, and we've been just thugging it out for 4 years. So we've been together 4 years now. It'll be 5 years in January, and then he proposed last year in October. So, I mean, I feel like you just know when, you find your person, and I don't know, I do believe in love at first sight.
Way Up with Angela Yee.